Russia-Ukraine news. Africa is hemmed in by two formidable obstacles. The African leaders have begun fraternizing with Russia, while publicly shunning the West. Call it mission impossible if you like. It is neither unexpected nor novel that a number of African heads of state attended the recent summit in St. Petersburg, Russia. It's strange, though, that they would openly defy Western civilization. The United States had hoped they would keep their distance from Russia after its invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. A number of anti-Western statements and actions by African leaders have culminated in their attendance at the summit. It's unclear if they've decided to side with Russia, but we do know that a sizable number of them showed up to a meeting hosted by the United States. One positive aspect of the renewed Cold War between the United States and Russia is that both superpowers treat Africa with the seriousness it merits in their pursuit of influence there. Possibly because Russia was preoccupied with its own crisis and was busy consolidating itself as a separate entity, and because the United States was busy celebrating the victory of capitalism over communism in the Cold War. Both were in short supply in Africa after the Soviet Union's collapse in late 1991. Since then, Russia's military has awakened and strengthened under Vladimir Putin's leadership in Moscow, giving it the ability to challenge U.S. military dominance. It was armed with terrifying long-range nuclear missiles that it would only use in the event of World War III. Russia's military might has grown to rival that of the United States. Do not argue that it does not have significant economic impact. China, its closest ally, is currently located there and poses a military threat to its neighbors in Taiwan, India, Japan, the Philippines, and South Korea. John Mearsheimer, a prominent American political scientist and geopolitical expert, claims that these countries welcome American troops on their soil because they are so terrified of China. However, the United States and Russia are now using Africa as a battleground in their pursuit of global dominance. Russia has been relatively quiet about its desire to challenge the United States' position as global military superpower, but it is now doing so covertly. Since Russia's invasion of Ukraine, many African countries, South Africa included, have complained that the United States pressured them into picking a side. Pretoria has publicly refused to take sides, pointing to its non-aligned stance as evidenced by its membership in the former non-aligned movement and its inclusion in the 1955 Freedom Charter. Despite its defiance, South Africa would feel the effects of sanctions imposed by the United States and the European Union, its third and second largest trading partners after China. Companies from the West have invested more money in South Africa than either Russia or China. Africa is currently in a difficult position, with some states siding with the United States out of fear of being seen to interact with Russia. However, the current trend is a shift toward Russia, from which many African countries had previously declared their intention to break free of the West's colonial grip. Russia is capitalizing on the situation by maintaining a message of anti-colonialism that ties into its long history of supporting liberation movements across the continent. Although BRICS was established as a counterweight to Western economic dominance, the rush by many African, Middle Eastern, and South American countries to join the group could worsen the West's position.